Hi again, how's it going? It's going okay with me, thanks. So weight loss is back on track, and it took a little while for my metabolism to get back in adjustment after all the monkeying around I did with my plan, but it looks like that's all done now, so you can expect me to lose weight in my typical way, about a pound a week, from at least for the foreseeable future. In this video I want to talk about something that I discovered a few weeks back, and it's a mathematical equation, which I know sounds very exciting to most of you, and it's also not the kind of information that's best in video format. So I wrote it all out in the description bar below, and in this video I'm just going to sort of set up the background of it and how I plan to use it. And so anyway, as most of you know, I mean, I like losing weight, but really that's of secondary importance. Really what's important is that fat percentage number, because the scale weight only tells you whether you're getting heavier or lighter. It doesn't tell you whether you're getting leaner or fatter. That's what the fat percentage tells you. And the fat percentage also tells you, well, I mean, at least you can use it to figure it out. Figure out what your fat mass is and what your, well, I call it lean body mass, but the scientific term for it is fat-free mass. So it's basically everything but your fat mass. And when we lose weight, we lose some fat mass and we lose some fat-free mass. And conversely, when we gain weight, we gain some fat mass and we gain some fat-free mass. And scientists call this the calorie partitioning ratio, or energy partitioning ratio, and sometimes it's shortened to P ratio. And P ratio is basically the ratio between the fat-free mass you're losing and the fat mass you're losing, or the fat-free mass you're gaining and the fat mass you're gaining. And a guy named Forbes, what he did was he took all of the weight studies. So whether we're talking gain weight or losing weight, basically he took all the studies that dealt with weight change. And he took all the data out of those studies and basically looked at the relationship between fat-free mass and fat mass as body weight changes. And he was able to come up with an equation that explained the relationship. So, so this is Forbes' equation, and now Forbes' equation, you're basically, because he's looking at all of the population, like he's looking at all the data from all the different studies, he's dealing with the average person. And P ratio, I'm sorry to tell you, P ratio, unfortunately, about 80% of our individual P ratios is set by genetics. We can't affect it that much. So there are some people, the genetically gifted, who when they gain weight they seem to gain all muscle, and when they lose weight they lose all fat. And then there's some people, people like us, who when we gain weight it tends to be mostly fat, and when we lose weight we have a very hard time making sure that it's mostly fat that we're losing. So anyway, so we're at a genetic disadvantage. But if I'm and in my case I'm losing weight slow enough that 20% that I have some effect on can really make the difference. And so how I intend to use that ratio is, that ratio will tell me how how much fat-free mass versus how much fat mass an average person would do, and it's up to me to do what I can to meet or beat that. So that's, as if this were golf, that would be par. The Forbes equation would be par. And then it also gives me an opportunity, or it gives me a way to judge whether I'm doing good or not as far as, as far as my fat percentage. And I can use it to generate fat percentage targets. Like, I always had weight targets. but I was never really sure how my fat percentage would respond to, weight loss. I've seen how it's responded over the last year, but year and some, but I really had no idea whether what I was doing was any good or not. Now I can generate targets that I'm aiming for, so that's great. And so if you're interested to know more about it, check out the description bar below, and I'll see you guys all next weekend. Have a great week, and see you later. Bye bye.